All right, everyone. We got a special guest here. Here, I'm going to jot some notes down. I don't even know really what to call you anymore. NASCAR champ, IndyCar hobbyist, series owner with high limit. Oh, yeah, and late model driver, Kyle Larson. You haven't forgot about us, haven't you? I mean, you haven't raced since what, June?
Yeah, early June. It's been a while, so we'll see if I can remember how to at least, put it in drive and drive off from the trailer.
So, Wild West Shootout starts January 6th through the 14th at Vado. You were there last year. What was just your overall impressions of that first year there at Vado? It was pretty sporty, and you guys were throwing a lot of haymakers out there.
Yeah, the racing was obviously really good. Every night, which was fun for me. I came up a little short a few nights of getting a win, but the overall fun of the racing was great. It was cool to see the crowd grow each night.
Mm-hmm.
Sounded like it was much bigger than the year before too. So that made me feel good, like I was, helping the event out. Because that was the goal for me, was to go there and try to help them, gain some fans and stuff. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. Got to watch the Chili Bowl throughout the week too on Flow, which was a different seat for me, but fun. Fun to see that going on from a different perspective too. So excited to go back. Hopefully can get a win this time around and close off a fun off season of racing.
Yeah, I don't know how you feel, but like just being in the dirt late model world for 13 years now, that you see all these guys talk about points racing and stuff like that. I feel like you like go back to like 25 years when you're at Vado racing like that you guys are racing your friends with bikes or like goat karts in the backyard. It feels like you guys are just having a lot of fun. Obviously you guys want to win, but it seems like we have that perfect mix of drivers that make it fun, like you're going back in time when you're like 8 years old.
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess I would agree somewhat with that. It definitely didn't seem like cutthroat, like a typical race night might feel. So, excuse me. Yeah, it was just kind of relaxing. Like everybody was having a good time. You hang out after the race. You do the left, right, center, which is a lot of fun. So, just a really cool event for sure.
Yeah. How are you gonna like try to get by Pierce this year? Because obviously he's been like damn good after it seemed like Vado. I know he won the finale, but I think he's gonna be one of the favorites. Are you up to that challenge to take him down? I know that you're a part-time late model driver, which makes me very sad, but I mean, are we gonna be able to, come in there and like stop him? Because I think he's definitely gonna be the favorite.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think his car is probably better than it was, a year ago too. So he'll be much tougher, even than he was then. I don't know if JD's coming or not, but he was obviously had a lot of fun racing him last year. I'm glad Ricky Thornton's not going to be there and he'll be at the Chili Bowl because um, he put together a spectacular season, and I'm sure if he was at Vado, would have a good shot of sweeping the whole thing. But um, I know Kevin's been working really hard on our car, and it was great to see Bishop win the Dirt Track World Championship. And again here at Gateway, I know it wasn't Kevin's car, but still, I feel like he's pretty involved in that team. But so yeah, we'll see. I don't have, like, I'm not expecting to go there and win, but I would love to. So we'll see. Hopefully they'll have the cushion against the wall, and we'll go, knock the deck out trying to win.
Does that track race differently than any other late model tracks you've been a part of? I feel like that, it has that nice cushion at top. It's slick from the bottom all the way to the wall. So is it raced differently than other tracks maybe you race throughout the country in a late model?
Yeah, it does. It's a great racetrack,
Mm-hmm.
which is different than most late model tracks. I feel like most late model tracks, you kind of just run momentum, you kind of through the middle or three-quarter up the racetrack, kind of like JD does it well at most tracks. But Vado, you kind of, I mean, you can do a little bit of that if the track gets good, but it seems like you got to search for the brown dirt, uh, you know, on the very bottom, or once the top kind of gets a cushion and cleans off a little bit, you can pound the top really hard too. So it's still tough to pass at, like most late model tracks are, but still not as tough as all, as a number of them. So I enjoy it. It's a perfect size racetrack, I think, for really any type of race car. So yeah, I think that's why I put on some of the best racing of the year last year as well as the year before.
Mhm.
So yeah, it should be a good time. And like I said, I just hope I can get a win this time around.
All right, I'll give you like a bonus if you could win one. I'll give you maybe like a Swab Talk tank or something that you can wear out at a racetrack. I think if you can get that done, I can get you hooked up with one of those.
I'll take it. I'll rep your swab gear. Even though it's taken you a little while to I feel like me as a race car driver. So no, but I'll support you if you support
we
me.
we started off rocky. I mean, we don't even want to get into 2020. We got off on a rough start. You just embarrassed my boy Sheppy. Now you're like kind of teammates a little bit. So we're like all it's coming full circle. So I'm a big fan of you. But we just saw that rocky start there back in 2020. But how fun is it to throw sliders in a late model? I know you guys get to do it in the midgets like all the time, or in sprint cars you do it a lot as well. But not many racetracks like you mentioned where you can do it like that as I like you do it like you do in a sprint car or a midget. Like
Yeah.
other tracks, you kind of just have to run into the guy. It seems like.
Yeah, no, I don't know. They're just really big vehicles. Like they take up a lot of space, so it's
Mhm.
hard to, you can do it at every track. I just think a lot of late model guys, they have a different style of how they race compared to, me coming from the lighter, quicker vehicles. So yeah, I think late models can definitely do it at most racetracks. It's just maybe not the fastest way to make work of somebody. But yeah, no, I think of like Bulls Gap. That was a really great race with JD and lots of sliders thrown.
Yeah.
Vado was that way kind of every night. It's just tough, in late models. Like I'll pull a slide job and feel like I've cleared them by a mile. Then I go back and watch the video. I'm like, oh my god, I just about took off their nose. So that's just the cars are so big and the right rear tail is way out there. So it's just stuff that you have to learn. And I'm still always learning, and I'm sure I'll have to relearn a lot of stuff since I've been out of a car for so long.
Yeah, so you're going to be busy this coming up season in 2024. Have you even really thought about the late models? I know you've been doing a whole bunch of stuff with the high limit and getting ready for your other ventures and racing. Like, what's it looking like for 2024? Do we have anything past Vado? Like maybe one race you can tease for me?
No, I mean, I've definitely been getting excited about the late model. It's been so long since I've ran, and um, I haven't gotten to race a whole bunch this off season. So yeah, I'm excited to kind of get back
Mhm.
behind the wheel and just race something, and definitely race the late model at a fun track. There will definitely be less late model races that I get to run this year, just because my sprint car schedule is so busy.
Well, you
And
only
then
have like a zillion of them.
in May and Indy, it just like my
Right.
schedule is crazy this coming year. So yeah, unfortunately there's less late model races, but I think I'll still hit 15 or so, which will be better than nothing, I guess. So yeah, no, we'll see. Hopefully Kevin can find some opportunity to for B Shep or whoever else to run the six car to keep it, keep them racing and learning and getting the car better and better. So, but yeah, no, it's always fun too to race with Kevin and Jacqueline and everybody involved in their team. So glad I get to do it the little bit that I do.
Mhm.
And who knows, maybe there'll be more that pop up throughout the year.
Okay, last couple thing is, did we as Dirt on Dirt and Flo get the driver of the year in dirt late models correct? Do you think it should have been Ricky Thornton Jr. over Bobby Pierce? I know that you pay attention to, dirt late model racing and are always watching Flo. Did we make the right decision? Me personally, I voted for Pierce. Me being an Illinois guy, I'm a little bit
Illinois.
more biased, but I mean it was damn close. Both guys won over $1 million. They had, over 35 wins. It came down to the wire. So I just want to know your opinions on those two.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't follow like the stats that closely. So, I'm if Bobby beat Ricky heads up more often, who know? I don't know. But just for me watching, the races. I watched a lot of Lucas races. I watched a lot of Outlaw races. Um, Ricky just Ricky. I mean, to me, he was the best car
Hmm.
slash driver all year. I mean, he made a ton of speed. I know they both won a ton, so it's hard to pick one, but in my opinion, Ricky was the best, all year. I think he was just kind of win it or something happened, which Bobby was a little bit that way as well. But hey, they both had great seasons, and I'm sure they're going to have great seasons again this year. So they'll get to battle it out together again, which would be fun to watch for us fans.
I know you got into late models in 2020. You didn't probably think much of us over in our neck of the woods prior to that, but to see three guys in dirt late model racing, and I know you're trying to do that in the sprint car world, to get over $1 million in like short track racing with Hudson O'Neal, Ricky Thornton Jr. and Pierce. That's pretty wild in my opinion. What's just like you've seen it from the outside looking in for the majority of your racing career to see, three guys in one season accomplish that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it just says a lot about where short track racing is right now, especially dirt track racing, and late models for sure. So, yeah, the last few seasons now that I followed it much closer is just it's wild to kind of see how one or two guys can dominate the whole season and just rack up all this money. It's crazy. It's crazy to see. Overton did it a few years ago. JD. Then this year, Bobby and Ricky both eclipsing $1 million. Like that's incredible to see the amount of money that's out there. So, and then yeah, I think in the sprint car side, it's getting much better as well. I think this year, I don't know, the total monies is probably more, I would think, than
Oh
than
yeah.
late model racing available to win. So I think for sure you'll see some guys eclipse $1 million this year, and that's exciting. That's exciting that you can make a great living as a dirt track racer, and I think the fans benefit too from all these big races and more teams and drivers traveling up and down the road, chasing the money.
It only took sprint cars in your series 18 years since late model, did two series, national series. I know like some people on the internet, like it broke them. They didn't know really how to respond to two national series and sprint cars. But if it can work for the late models, surely it can work for the sprint cars. I mean, I think it's great for everybody. I know Rico kind of made a post here the last few hours of saying like this is only going to help, and it just makes me laugh when you see people complaining or like have their say. And I'm like, dude, there's a lot more money for everybody. I think it's a great thing that you guys are doing, and of course, what the Outlaws will continue to do on their side of things.
Yeah, definitely. I think, I mean, obviously, I'm a part of the high limit side, so I'm going to say that it's going to be much better than where we currently sat a few months
Right,
ago.
no doubt about
So,
that.
but I mean, yeah, I think the fans that complain, not, I don't really know if complain's the right word, but voice their displeasure about two national series and whatnot. I think just don't understand the big picture, and also like our charter system. Like, why would race fans not want a team owner to be able to make money with his race team? I
Mhm.
think that's crazy, a crazy way to think negatively about what we're trying to do. So yeah, just excited to kind of see, to prove to people that we are good, and what the Outlaws do going forward, because I'm sure they'll have to change their business model a little bit to continue to be as the premier series like they are. So it's fun. It's fun to be a part of it. There's a lot of passionate people on our side of things, and two, I think we've learned a lot from the late model side. We've got a close relationship with Rick Schwally. He's incredibly smart, humble human being, and a great person to have on our side to just bounce ideas off of, and listen to him of what's worked or what hasn't worked, how to approach things differently, stuff like that. So having us be able to work together, I think is big, because my opinion, Lucas Oil is definitely the top series of late models. So having support from those guys, it's great too. So just excited to get racing, excited to you kind of see how the sport uh, grows, because I know it will grow, and over time, I know that the fans will appreciate what we're doing, and yeah, so it's gonna be good. So, but before then, I guess I got some late model races I got to go try and win.
Yes, we got 6 of those coming up January 6th through the 14th at Vado. $300,000 if you sweep the week. A lot of guys are going to go and try to get that. Kyle Larson will be one of them. I do have a good idea though. When you guys race with Lucas at Golden Isles, I say that all the announcers for the late models announce the sprint cars. The sprint car guys do the late models. I'll interview you guys after the race, and then we can have like B Walks interview, post race as well. We can just like do like a switcheroo. I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'm down. I think there's a lot of opportunity to do some cool stuff those few nights. So I hope there's maybe some cars out there that some sprint car guys can get in, and vice versa. You get some late model guys in a sprint car. Hopefully, I think Ricky. I don't know if that was all fake news, but doesn't Ricky have his own sprint car?
Who knows with him? He faked me out for the Eldora Million. I had to call him and
Yeah,
say, "Hey, I need an interview." He's like, "Dude, I was kidding." So you never know with RTJ, but if somebody's willing to give him a ride, he definitely would do both because obviously he'll be there with the late models. So I think that'd be awesome. I think we should just
yeah,
do a switcheroo.
yeah. I'm down. I'm down for it. I'm down for whatever ideas we can come up with for announcing and all that. So it's gonna be fun. And two, crossover is like really big for me. Obviously with me race and everything. So um, yeah, I'm excited for fans to kind of see a sprint car race, or fans to see a late model race if they're a sprint car fan. So Golden Isle is a great track too. I think it's going to race. It obviously races really well for a late model, but I think it's going to race good for a sprint car too. So just because sprint car racing is the most exciting form of racing out there. So I mean,
It's okay. Just promise me though, if you win at Golden Isles in the late model, don't embarrass us again and hit the wall. Okay. I know that was exciting times. You were pumped up for a great rally, but no late model guys do that. We have control of our cars.
yeah, no kidding. Yeah, that was definitely P1 on the most embarrassing moments of my racing career. But yeah, that was a fun one. So
Oh, and
we'll
then
see.
also and then also I said that you did it just to so you could pass Stroop. So you're welcome. Just
Dude,
I tweeted.
yeah,
It blew up when I tweeted that. They actually believed it.
that was so bad. So I won't be doing that again, or at least I'll know how to do a better donut this time around. Maybe not one at full speed. So that was stupid.
That's all right. Regardless, we're looking forward to seeing you down there at the Wild West Shootout again, January 6th to the 14th. Kyle, busy 2024. Best of luck to you. And I know you're busy, but thank you for fitting D Suave in for this nice interview, previewing the Wild West Shootout. I appreciate it.